What's going on, guys? My name is Marcel. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Dapper Street. Today we're going to talk about 15 essentials you need for festivals. As an avid festival goer in the past, I want to share a little bit of wisdom with you so you and your friends can have the best time possible as you prepare for the day, weekend, whatever it is ahead, whatever festival you're going to. Today's video is sponsored by Movement, so we will take a look at some really dope glasses that are gonna make your outfits even better and are gonna make sure that your eyes are protected. So without further ado, let's start it off. And the first thing that comes to mind for me is comfortable shoes. Comfortable shoes are an absolute essential. You're gonna be walking a whole bunch, you're gonna be standing, you're gonna be dancing, and comfortable shoes, I think, are like the one thing you absolutely need. Now for me, the one pair that I always go with is Converse, and no, not the classic Converse, because those, let's be honest, aren't the most comfortable shoes. You need a little bit more support. So at least up for the 70s, or if you want the 70s plus, which have a little bit more of a platform. I personally also just like those more aesthetically, because we still want to make sure that we look good. I feel like festivals are a really great place to have fun with your outfits, and obviously your footwear shouldn't ruin that. Now, I've gone to festivals before also in Doc Martens, which sounds like an absolutely horrible idea. I ended up not having too bad a time because they were already worn in. I think key takeaway here is don't wear any somewhat new even shoes to a festival. That sounds terrible. So if you're buying a new pair, make sure you wear them in before you bring them to the festival, specifically for those outfits. But comfy shoes, number one. And then also I love that the Converse just aren't too expensive compared to other sneaker options that you could opt for. So that's point number one. Point number two, and I'm wearing one right now, would be any sort of headwear. Bring something, whether it's a cap, a bucket hat, a brimless hat, a beanie, which sounds like a terrible idea, but anything to at least shield your skull, your scalp, from the sun. Especially if it's a daytime festival, it's gonna get really hot and you will burn and you will maybe even get sun sick. So please protect yourself. If you have something that actually shields the sun from your eyes, that's step number one. From your skull, like I said, step number two. And three, it can actually upgrade your outfit if you make the right choices. So maybe it's a 47, maybe it's a new era, maybe it's a bucket hat, have fun with it, but think about that. Number three, and it can work as a headwear thing also, but I love playing with bandanas at festivals, and it's just also like the one place where they're still just so normal. Whether you wear them around your face, around your forehead, on your wrist, on your ankle, I don't care, but you can actually use them as a sun protection for your head once more, or the way most people use them, to keep the dust off your face, out of your nostrils and your breathing apparatus, just because it gets really dusty. So bananas, absolute essential. And then just like that, we already arrived at eyewear. And like I said, Movement has a bunch of really dope sunglasses. You might know the company primarily for their watches, which is how they launched, but they have some really dope pieces. Whether you want something a bit more fashion forward, that's more of a standout piece, because I really like these. Just a wider frame, a bit more modern, like I said, a bit more standout. Tortoise frame here on the right, and then just a simple black on the left. If you want to keep it a bit more classic, you have the Maverick in black metal frame, aviator style, or we have the Rival in tortoise with some gold metal accents. These are a bit more classic, I'd say. You know, depending on the outfit, these absolutely work. And then some more versatile options like the Horizon on my right or the Coasters on my left, both in a tortoise frame. I really like these. I think if you want to just bring one pair instead of like a bunch that goes with several outfits and maybe different styles of outfits, then a more versatile pair like these that are a bit more simple are a great way to go. So any which way, it's super important that we make sure we have our sunglasses with us at all times, not only to look good, but to make sure that we're shielding our eyes whenever possible. Category number 5, within this little clothing category, accessories. Festivals are a great place to play around with accessories, whether that's bracelets, necklaces, if you have earring holes, which I don't, but like earrings, whatever you want to do, have a little fun with it. I think festivals are such a wonderful place to experiment, and it's like a judgment-free zone, because you can rest assured that someone crazier looking than you is walking around. So there's that freedom to just express and play around. So please do that. Movement, once again, has excellent choices. A bit more on the masculine, a bit more on the essential side. If you want to stroll through their website, not only for their glasses, but only through their bracelets and their necklaces, then be my guest. Link for all the pieces that I showed and the website in general is down below in the description for you guys to check out. And then hopefully you are upgrading your festival outfits with a few bits from Movement this season. Another thing that I think you'll absolutely need is a light jacket, whether it's a little denim jacket like the one I'm wearing right now that also says this on the back. Good vibes. I actually made this jacket specifically to go to festivals because I think it's just a nice message. Whether it's a denim jacket or just anything light, like a light cotton jacket. For two reasons. One, if you're wearing a tank top or showing a lot of skin, it might be a good idea during the day to just cover up, throw it over, give your skin a rest from all the sun. But two, it does get cold at night, especially in, festivals like Coachella, Stagecoach. The desert cools down quite aggressively, so make sure that you bring yourself at least a light jacket to stay a bit warmer. And then the last thing in terms of clothing, technically also an accessory, but that would be a bag or a backpack. So I personally love my crossbody bags, especially for festival season. Small enough to hold whatever else we're about to talk about, but also a nice part of the outfit without being too heavy, too bothersome. I usually am the one that also brings a backpack though, just because I bring all of the essentials that I'm talking about, I normally bring with me. So I'm the one that has the backpack. Especially if you're in a group, I think one person should bring a backpack. But now on to what we put in that backpack, or at least I do, and I think you should consider also. Number 1, 8 overall, a water bottle. Ideally empty, because a lot of places won't actually let you bring full water in anymore, but that's okay because there's usually a bunch of fill-up stations throughout the festivals, at least the ones that I've been to. So water bottle, super important. And with that, kind of like a point number 8.5, I bring liquid IV with me, electrolytes, a bunch of them, because you need to hydrate. So much movement, so much sun, so much just action, so much loss of water. I put electrolytes in there, whether that's liquid IV or whatever you prefer. Definitely bring a little something like that. Makes the world of a difference on how you feel at night and the next day. Then of course, talked so much about sun protection. Sunscreen is a massive, massive part of that. Please bring it with you. Remember to reapply. Remind your friends, get the little spray, it's easy enough. I hate putting sunscreen on me, even though I desperately need it at all times. It's an absolute essential, bring it. I'm sure you already had it on your list. Then, unimaginable to go to a festival without it, I think. A portable charger, maybe even 2. One to give away to your friends. Like I said, if you're traveling in groups, that's already like a given. But make sure you bring a portable charger. We record so much, we take so many photos, and while I encourage you to leave your phone in your pocket, be in the moment, especially in those moments, I try to do that as much as possible. It isn't essential to get home, like to call an Uber after or whatever. So make sure you have it for emergencies, but then still try and be off your phone as much as possible. Let's be honest, how many times do we actually watch those videos back? Like, we remember the things, so try and be there to remember the artists that you love so much that you're excited to see. Okay, now on to a couple of fun things that one I think is really important, the other one I don't necessarily care about, but I would say bring a portable speaker. That's the one I don't care about. Not because I don't care about music, clearly I'm going to festivals, I love music, but I don't normally do the camping on site thing. I'm just a little too bougie for that. Not gonna lie, I think I'd go crazy not showering in between. So that's me, but if you're doing that, definitely bring a portable speaker, keep the vibe going. I think that's a fun little idea. Generally, I do still have a portable speaker on me with me, just even when we're staying at like an Airbnb or something. I like to have my own music even when I'm back in the room, getting ready, showering, whatever. Portable speaker, but to the festival, not really to the festival. Much more important, I think, is a Polaroid camera. I don't know how many times you've seen someone walk around with a Polaroid camera. I think they're super fun, not only for yourself, but what I do a whole bunch, and this is just like my thing that I like to do, is I take photos of strangers that don't know I'm taking a photo of them. And it sounds super creepy, I get that. And I get that look a lot. So there's that first interaction that's like, why the fuck did you just take a photo of us? But then you just hold the camera out and they get it, and there's not like, it's not a digital photo. You're not gonna do anything with it. You literally just made this little present for them, this memory for them. And I think that's like a really cool stranger thing. And also it's amazing for you and your friends to have these moments. And it's another great way to keep the phones away and just use that Polaroid camera, which is a bit more in the moment. Now with that said, we talked about groups a little bit. There's 3 things specifically, points number 13, 14, and 15 that I would recommend you do if you are in a group, or at least consider it. Number 1 is walkie talkies. Doesn't have to be the most expensive ones. You don't have to be super far. Most of the time it's like, oh, we'll separate here for a bit, and I don't know how it happens. But you always lose one another. It's like, it should be so simple, like we'll be right here, but no, one person goes there. You start losing each other. Walkie talkies, an amazing way to go. Next thing, a balloon or a flag, and I think a flag is kind of fun. Like you do need to have that one person that carries the flag, but you can, have a little arts and crafts moment, which would definitely not be me. But normally within a group, someone's like kind of, artistic in that sense. And I think it's cool, like from a sense of like camaraderie and just making it special and very much your own. And then another fun thing, and you can also use that for a lot of festivals at night, glow sticks, and make them your color. So you kind of can just look for where your color glow stick is. I don't know, I've never actually done this, but I think it's a fun idea, and like I did a little bit of online research to make sure I'm not just telling you things that I've lived through, because I'm sure, I haven't gone to all the festivals and I haven't experienced all the experiences. So wanted to draw from other people's wisdom here as well. But glow sticks I thought were fun, and now I feel like it's a very weak point to be ending the video on, but whoops, too late. That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed these 15 nifty little tips that are hopefully going to make your festivals safer, more fun, and more stylish. especially with a pair of Movement shades. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to check out Movement and all the dope little things they have on their website. And I'll see you guys very soon with the next video. Until then, as always, stay dapper. Bye, y'all.